there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick. Hey, thank you for tuning in for another Best Ball Draft. Hey, if you haven't done so already, please click the like button, click the subscribe button. We're doing Best Ball Drafts and other real drafts all during the NFL offseason. We're going to help you guys out. We want you to draft the best team possible. This is the final draft that I am doing before the NFL draft next week. So I took a lot of rookies. I really like the rookies I got, and I'm real excited to where these guys end up. Obviously, once they get placed into the teams where they get drafted, their ADP is going to move up substantially. A lot of these guys are going to move up substantially. So I think I got some real bargains here. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But anyway, this was great. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the draft. All right, friends, how you doing? We're going to do a draft right now, a 12-person draft on Underdog, and we are going to be picking sixth. This is probably going to be my last draft before the NFL draft happens, so there is going to be some big changes when the one I do next week. But again, I have not had a pick after pick 8. That has been my latest pick. This one's right in the middle of the board. So let's see what kind of team we can build and who falls to us at 6. I could potentially go running back here to start out. We'll see who's available. But you know, we'll just play it as it goes. So again, first round of this draft, it very, very heavy. Actually, the first 6 rounds of the draft are very, very heavy wide receiver. Oh, I got to separate this out here. Hold on. And so we've got to prepare for that. We've got to take a lot of receivers early because it really thins out, especially after round 5. 6 is kind of marginal. And then you're mostly looking at rookies and, 3s and some 2s are still left. But it gets real thin after the 6th round. So we want to focus on our wide receivers. I am still committed to getting myself an elite rushing quarterback. I want to get that. I think I can get one of those guys in the 4th round based on where I'm picking here. So, okay. So we've got, pretty typical top 5 taken here. Justin Jefferson's at the top of the board, but I'm really not interested in Jefferson. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Breece Hall to start out. And then I am thinking, I've been hearing some good things about Devon Achane, putting on weight, putting on some bulk. That's going to help him. And this dude is so fast. And you look at both Devon Achane and Kieran Williams. Both these guys are smaller guys. But the thing is, Kieran is he's slow. He's not as quick. He's very effective in that offense. But just the fact that he's a smaller guy, it's a durability issue. But what I've seen from Devon Achane, man, he looks like he's put on some serious bulk, some muscle. Obviously, working with the NFL trainers, that's very positive. And so I am going to be, I'm leaning to being in on him this year. I haven't yet made the commitment. We haven't yet seen what's happening in, what's going to happen in preseason. But he's going to take a major role in this offense, especially with Mostert being 32 years old towards the end of his career, basically. And I think there could be some really good upside here. Look at this. Look at how many wide receivers taken here in the 1st round. Again, this is what you typically see. There you go. Jahmyr Gibbs went 12. And, so you've got to take your wide receivers early. And, of course, I did not do that. I could have had myself Amon-Ra. I could have taken Puka. I could have taken A.J. Brown or Garrett Wilson. I'd be happy with all those guys. I think all of them are great, so we'll see what happens here. But, Achane got taken at 15. All right, so we're not going to do that. But I'm going to give myself a good wide receiver here in the 2nd round because that was kind of like the only guy I was really interested in, and I knew it was kind of marginal for him to make it to 19. But as far as wide receivers go, there's still some really good ones. I like Drake London. I like Debo. I like Olave, and I like to utilize my queue because it makes it so I won't miss a guy when I'm looking for players and I'm not going to miss them. So we'll see who Hands in the Cookie Jar takes. He took Saquon. right now, the top of the board is all wide receivers. So you know what? I'm going to take myself Drake London. I don't have a whole lot of shares of Drake. I think I've taken him in one other draft so far this season. So I'm happy to get him as my one. Certainly the upside is there that he could potentially be very, very good with Christian Kirk. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, it's always risky when you talk about changing coaching, things like that. But we'll have to see what happens. And these guys, I doubt they will make it back to me. So we kind of got to look at what we would do on the next round. And our next pick is at pick number 30. So let's just kind of look at around pick 30 and see who's available. I do like Josh Jacobs. That'd be great if he would make it to us. I do like Josh Allen if he would make it to us. Pittman, I'm a little out on. I'm just, he was on a contract year last year. He did really well. Got that contract extension. I don't like to take players after they get a big contract extension. Henry, potentially. I know the counselor is way out on Henry. I'm not so much because I think there's going to be a lot of goal line opportunities. We saw Gus Edwards get 13 rushing touchdowns last year. Henry can certainly do better than Gus Edwards. Sam Laporta, not really interested in taking a tight end so early. Metcalf, Devonta Smith. Geez, you know what? Not great options here. Kupp is old. I do like Etienne. See, we're already up to 39. So I've got a few options here. We'll see who makes it to me. So, first round, again, 8 wide receivers, 4 running backs. That's very typical. Second round, again, look at this. 8 wide receivers, only 4 running backs. No quarterbacks or tight ends taken in the first 2 rounds. So again, this is why you need to take your wide receivers early. It's very, very important. Obviously, Chris Olave, Deebo Samuel both went off. So they're not making it back to me. I knew they wouldn't. Josh Jacobs went off first pick of the 3rd round. Stephon Diggs. We've still got, we still got 2 guys. I would not be opposed to Malik Neighbors if he makes it to me. Would not be opposed to that. But that is about it. It's these 3 guys. Okay, so we're two picks to me, and I got 3 players selected, so I'm going to get one of them no matter what happens here. But this is really why you need to get your wide receivers early, man. Derrick Henry came off. Okay, that was one of my selections, so that's not going to happen. And Pittman comes off. All right, so it's either Allen or Malik. I'm going to go 4th round for my quarterback. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Malik as my wide receiver 2. I really like his upside, man. He's going to go into a great situation, probably either the Chargers or the Cardinals. Awesome situation for regardless of which one he goes to. So I'm happy to have him. So I got Drake London and Malik Neighbors. A little bit what I consider a riskier start to my wide receiver core, but I'm going to get like 7 or 8 wide receivers. So it'll be fine. But I think these 2 are really good upside plays. And I think Breece Hall's fantastic. The dude was in the 31st ranked offense last year, 31st. And he was the number 4 running back. And he even had a really slow start. I don't know if you remember. First game he was great, but then like for the next month he disappeared. Cook was taking a bunch of volume, and then eventually it came back that Breece just took over that backfield and was just dominated the whole second half of the NFL season. I think he's going to be so good this year. If Aaron Rodgers can just be competent, just a competent game manager, Breece Hall absolutely has the ability to be the RB1. Straight up. So we got our first tight end off the board, Sam Laporta. And look at this. Jalen Hurts got taken before, or did he? Oh, no, Josh Allen. Yeah, he got taken before Josh Allen. That's crazy. It's a great deal on Josh Allen there at the end of the 3rd round. That's really, really good. And I'm still in on Josh Allen, 100%. I think he's fantastic, even without Stephon Diggs being there. And whoever Buffalo drafts as far as wide receiver, which they'll probably take in the 2nd or 3rd round, is going to be the wide receiver 1 on that team. And so that's another guy I'm very interested in getting for fantasy football. Of course, we don't know who that is right now. We will know at this time next week. And that's very exciting. That's going to be very exciting. So Tank Dell coming off early 4th round, Amari Cooper early 4th round. These are 2 guys. Amari, I'm still in on. I'm fine with taking Amari Cooper in the 4th round. Tank Dell, I think is a little high for him, especially when you consider that Stephon Diggs and Nico Collins. Look at it. Nico Collins is going ahead of Stephon Diggs. Second round. I don't get it. I don't understand why you would do that. Wide receiver by committee. It's a really bad situation. Okay, there goes Lamar Jackson. So we still got, as far as quarterbacks go, Stroud or Mahomes, right? Oh, and this is my chance. I could take Stroud here. If he doesn't go on this next pick, I'd love to have Stroud. I think, again, Kelsey went off. So it's either Stroud or Mahomes. Oh, boy, man, because I really like Mahomes. I think Mahomes is going to bounce back really strongly this year. I think I'm going to go Mahomes here. I'm going to take Mahomes. And I'm happy with that. I consider that an elite option. Again, the pocket passing quarterbacks that can get you 40 passing touchdowns are basically equivalent to the elite running quarterbacks. So Patrick Mahomes and CJ Stroud, I consider both of them to be equivalent to what Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, or Jalen Hurts can do. So happy to get him in the 4th round. And we got a nice start. Here. Look at this, Anthony Richardson coming off before CJ Stroud. That's very surprising. But let's kind of look to see who's available. Let's see. Our next pick is pick 54. So if we're looking at running backs, I do like Walker, Mixon, Pacheco. I could stack Pacheco with Mahomes. That would be a nice stack. I certainly like those 3 guys. For wide receivers, which we really do need to focus on here, Zay Flowers, Christian Kirk, Jaden Reed, all those guys I like. Terry McLaurin's going to be with a rookie, which makes me not really want him that much. Ridley is good. Brian Thomas Jr. is probably going to go to a really good spot. He's going to be a 1st-round pick. Terry McLaurin, I just can't get excited about Terry McLaurin. And because I did take my quarterback early, oh, darn it, Pacheco went off the board. That makes me sad. Okay, so Joe Mixon comes off. Okay, so it's back to me. So I could take, you know what? I think I got to take Ken Walker here. Love Ken Walker for this upcoming season. I'm not concerned about the other running back there whose name is drawing a blank right now for me. But I love getting Kenneth Walker in the 5th. I think he's a fantastic choice. Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, great pair of running backs to start this draft out with. But I definitely need to pivot back to wide receiver. 67 is my next. Who's going to be available at around 67? So Brian Thomas could make it to me. Addison, not really interested. Deontay Johnson, Chris Godwin, Hopkins, JSN. Jeez, man. This is why you got to take your wide receivers early. I love it if Brian Thomas would make it back to me. And then I'd be going with 2 rookie wide receivers in my top 3. And who knows, maybe one of these guys will fall to me. I doubt they will, though. They're going to go. I've been getting lots of shares of Deontay Johnson in the 6th round. He seems to be a go-to for me, and I'm fine with that. But you can see now in 4th and 5th round, we've got a lot other types of players coming off the board as opposed to wide receivers. It's really slowed down on the wide receiver front. Oh, look at this. Rashee Rice went 56. That is a big drop. He has dropped significantly from where he was a couple weeks ago before the whole incident. Rome Odunze came off. There's Zay Flowers. All right, well, that kind of stinks. But who else is here? Kirk's still there. Jaden's still there. Ridley. All right, so I got some options here for my wide receiver 3. I absolutely need to take one though, man. It's just it's brutal out there. So yeah, look at this. Whereas the first 2 rounds it was 16 wide receivers out of the top 24 picks. Even the next round had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, had 7 more. So in the first 3 rounds, we had what is that? That's like 24 of the top 36 picks, wide receivers. This is why you got to take wide receivers early. So Christian Kirk, Deontay Johnson came off. Oh man, this is bad. This isn't. I'm less than enthusiastic right now. I do still have a couple choices. Ridley comes off. Oh, we'll see. Well, I'm going to get one of these guys. I'll get either Jaden Reed or Brian Thomas. I would prefer Reed, we'll see how this guy goes. He might just take another position, and he took Gene Reed. So it's either Terry McLaurin or Brian Thomas Jr. You know what? Given that I took a rookie, I'm going to take McLaurin. You know, he's going to be with a rookie quarterback, but, you know, he's always been like a high 3 or a low 2. So, you know, I mean, I think he's a fair price here in the 6th round. Terry McLaurin, Drake London, Malik Neighbors is my top 3. A little riskier than I like, but not bad. And I love that I got Patrick Mahomes, so I'm very happy with that. Let's move on to the next round. Let's see here. Pick 78. Let's see here. Now, we can look at running backs at around 78. You know, if David Montgomery makes it to me, which I doubt he will, I would take him. Connor, Ramadre, Raheem, Pollard. Ugh. I do like Najee. Can't quit that guy. Let's look at wide receivers on the next round. Let's see here. We've got, you know, JSN if he made it to me, which he will not make it to me, but I'm still going to put him up there. Adane, Mike Williams, Xavier Worthy. Oh, geez. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Yowza, man. These just aren't great. If I want to take a chance on Curtis Samuel, I'm just not feeling it. I just don't think, you know, he's never been anything for fantasy. There is Lockett. I do like Lockett. I could definitely take him. Tight ends, you know, I could go Kittle, who is a guy I would never take for regular fantasy football, but I call him, he's a best ball player, great for best ball because his ceiling is so high, even though he's really inconsistent. But I always take 3 or 4 tight ends, so I've got that, and you know that makes a difference in best ball. All right, so it's almost back to me. I don't need another quarterback yet. So I've got a couple options. Kittle came off. That's a bummer. But even so, I usually wait till later to get my tight end. I try to be the last person on the board to take the tight end. That's what I want, you know. And I just don't spend a lot of draft capital on it. I spend my draft capital on my quarterback, and I just go from there. So through 6 rounds, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, and a quarterback. That's a pretty good start. Normally, I would probably maybe be 4-1-1. I would just be with 1 running back at this point, but this is not bad. JSN just came off. That's another one that I wanted. So we've got a couple of choices. 1 pick to me. I'll get one of these guys, and really, I'm happy with either. I think they're both fine, especially as my running back 3, or my wide receiver 4. I think they're good. Oh, look at this. Brian Thomas Jr. is still on the board. This is the guy from LSU, right? Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, all right. And these other players that are right here, not really interesting me. So, you know what? I'm gonna take Brian Thomas because he fell. I'm gonna take him. Got myself 2 rookie wide receivers. That's taking some risks, but you know, if Brian Thomas goes to the Chiefs or goes to Buffalo, I'm going to be on cloud 9. That's going to be amazing. And you know, like I said, Malik Neighbors probably going to either the Chargers or the Cardinals. That's top notch, elite wide receiver 1 right off the bat. So that's not bad. At 91. Najee Harris probably will not make it back to me. So let's see here. But Jaylen Warren is there. I could also go for like Trey Benson, the rookie. Let's see here. Mike Williams, Xavier Worthy, Curtis Samuel, Cortland Sutton. Yeah, I'm not really interested in any of those guys, but Tyler Lockett should make it back to me. Tight ends. All right, so we've got time. My target for tight ends is typically round 9. I go round 9 for tight ends, and look at it. I mean, look, these are some great value. Look at this. Round 7. DeAndre Swift, Raheem Mostert, even though he's old, he's going to be a goal line guy, man. You know, he got 20 touchdowns last year, which I don't expect him to get this year. Certainly something could happen. Zach Moss, overvalued. There goes Jaylen Warren before Najee. Najee hasn't come off. That's interesting. 3 picks to me. I still got Najee, Tyler Lockett, and Trey Benson. I think I might take Tyler Lockett here as my wide receiver 5. And getting 5 wide receivers in the first 8 rounds, I think is really, really good. But I would, if Najee makes it, I'll take Najee. And I'll gamble that maybe he makes it to the next round. But if he makes it to the next round, I'm going to have to sacrifice my tight end. Oh, man, it's tough. It's tough. So we'll see what happens. Oh, this is interesting. Got people taking their quarterback 2s right now. I don't take my quarterback 2 till round 10. So interesting. Jared Goff being taken very early here in the 8th round. 1 pick to me. He's taking the full 30. He's taking his full 30 seconds. Christian, oh, awesome. You know what? I got to take Najee. I cannot pass up Najee Harris in the 8th round. That's great. So my 3 running backs, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris. Great. I'm very happy with that. And especially since I only usually take about 5 running backs. Now, the next round, definitely want to start looking at tight ends. And my next pick is at 102. Njoku will not make it back to me. Ferguson in Dallas will not make it back to me. We'll see. I've been taking a lot of Dallas Goedert, and I've been taking a lot of Dalton Schultz. Those are like the 2 that I've really been taking a lot. And let's see here. Dalton's at 120. I could possibly wait till the 10th round to take him if I wanted to get Lockett on the next round. That might be a good strategy if he makes it. We'll see if he makes it. Right now, the only other wide receivers, you got Mike Williams, not really interested in him at all. Jameson Williams, not interested in him. Sutton, Dobbs, and Jacob E. Myers are all ahead of Lockett. I don't get that at all. Lockett was the number 1 receiver on that team last year with Geno Smith. So I will take him. You know, I will take him all the time if he makes it to us. So look, we got Nick Chubb, Brian Robinson Jr. Again, I don't get this with Eckler being there. Eckler's going to take all the passing work, probably be just the 3rd down guy. So that limits Brian Robinson to 1st and 2nd down, mostly low value targets. I don't anticipate Washington's going to be scoring a lot of touchdowns. And Javonte Williams, Denver, I'm feeling so bad about Denver. I just cannot. Oh, look at that. Njoku just came off. I would have taken Njoku if he made it to me. But this is looking good. We'll see who T-Bill SAA takes. Don't take one of my guys. Don't take Lockett. Okay, he took Goddard. Great. Okay, fantastic. You know what? I'm going to take it. Boom. Taking Lockett. Oh, I love this. I love how this team is coming together right now. Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris as my running backs. Drake London, Malik Neighbors, Terry McLaurin, Brian Thomas Jr., and Tyler Lockett as my wide receivers so far. Great. Patrick Mahomes as the quarterback. Boom. I'm doing great here. Trey Benson comes off. Again, I have a lot of shares of Trey Benson so far this year. I've been taking him in just about every draft because he's such a bargain down here. And if Benson goes to, either the Chargers or to Dallas, so wherever these rookies go, whichever rookie goes to those 2 teams, they're going to be automatic RB1s, and so getting them now is such a bargain. And it could be Trey Benson. It could be Blake Corum. It could be one of these other guys. We don't know. But at 115, again, I love the idea of taking Dalton Schultz at 115. I also got to look at my quarterbacks here. Look at this. Tua is still on the board. Justin's still on the board. Trevor, I don't care about. Kirk Cousins is still on the board. Jaden Daniels is a possibility just because he's got the rushing yards. I usually don't take rookie quarterbacks. Stafford is there. We got tons of options for quarterbacks. So I think I got no problem getting one of those guys probably on the 12th round, on the 11th round, excuse me. 10th round, I'll grab my tight end if Dallas Goedert makes it to me. 11th round, I would go with quarterback. And these guys should, I mean, probably worst case scenario, Jaden Daniels, Matthew Stafford should make it to the 12th round pick. Now, as far as tight ends, again, I only have Dalton Schultz. There is TJ Hawkinson, but Hawkinson's probably not going to play till midseason, so I don't like that. And Kmet's a possibility. He lost some value when Everett joined the team, so they got 2 pass catching tight ends there. I don't like that. Freiermuth, again, had a real down year last year. I still believe in the player, and the quarterback play should be much, much better. So we're kind of locking in what we're going to do here. So, again, a lot of speculative players coming out. You've got Cortland Sutton, Mike Williams, Caleb Williams, Jonathan Brooks. Jonathan Brooks, this is another guy. He's a rookie. He is a very good talent, but he tore his ACL in November. And so I'm just not seeing how he's going to be ready to go for the start of the year, for the start of the fantasy season. And I don't like to draft injured players. Zamir White, way overvalued. I think he is way, way overvalued, closing out the 9th round. Jameson Williams started the 10th round. Okay, all right, so Tua went. So I got to take my tight end. And given that Dalton Schultz is still there, I'm gonna draft him. I'm very comfortable with that. Love the Houston offense. Had I taken CJ Stroud, I would have had the stack now. I didn't do that. That was I think that was maybe a mistake on my part. I mean, I love Mahomes, but I would have liked to have tried CJ Stroud as my quarterback because I have 0 shares of CJ Stroud right now. Look at this. He went beginning of the 5th round. Such a bargain. But this is looking pretty good. And like I said, we've already got a lot of players who have taken their quarterback 1s and 2s. So there shouldn't be a lot of quarterbacks taken in this loop. There probably will be though. But I've got a ton of quarterbacks on my queue. Herbert, Cousins, Daniels, and Stafford all here. And of these guys, I think I'm least interested in Herbert. Good, he's gone. I've been getting lots of shares of Cousins, lots of shares of Stafford. They both have their risks, but I think they're both good. And here's some other guys that I do like. Khalil Shakir, I think, is a great best ball player. I think Gabe Davis can be a good best ball player. These guys have explosive games, but you never know when they're going to do it. They're kind of low volume, but they're great for best ball. These best ball type players. That's what I call them. I call them best ball players because they're players I would never take in any other format besides best ball. Singletary goes off in the 11th round. That's a decent choice. I'm really interested to see what the Giants do during this draft. I really just don't know what direction that team's going to take. Jaden Daniels comes off. Okay, that's a little disappointing. Although, like I said, I don't usually like to take rookie quarterbacks. But it's one pick to us. Kirk Cousins is still there. I think I'll take Kirk Cousins if he makes it. If he does not get taken here, this guy has not taken any quarterbacks. Oh, fantastic. Well, that's just perfect. So don't take a quarterback. Who'd he take? Oh, good. He didn't. I will take Kirk Cousins. And my general build is I go for 3 quarterbacks. I always take 3. Any best ball league where I've taken only 2 quarterbacks, it ends up burning me during the season when both quarterbacks are out, and that just screws your points and it screws your ability to win those leagues. So I always get 3. And then I go 5 running backs, and I usually go 3 or 4 tight ends. I'm probably going to go 4 since Dalton Schultz is my 1. But again, these tight ends are great to get at the end, in these later rounds here, because it's really just so picked over otherwise. And we definitely need to pivot back and get ourselves some more quarterbacks. More running backs now. Now that we've got our QB2 and our tight end 1. So let's take a look at who was still there. Okay, so you got Blake Corum, Zach Charbonnet, Jerome Ford, rookie Marshawn Lloyd, Ty Chandler, not really interested in. Jaleel McLaughlin, I've been taking shares of him just because I'm not I'm not sold on Javonte being able to do anything. And Jaleel looked pretty good when he was playing last year. Who knows? I just hate Denver. It is just so bad. There's Braylon Allen. That's another rookie. So we'll see which of any of those guys make it back to us. For wide receivers at this point, let's see who's there. Well, I do like Rashid Shaheed. We got the rookie Keon Coleman. Quentin Johnson, no thanks. Cooks, no thanks. Dontavian Wicks is a big play guy, so he could be good for best ball. Don't really like the Xaviers. I don't trust either of the Xaviers in this rookie class. That they're just both speed guys, field stretchers. I don't want those kind of players. Mims is the same kind of player. Don't want that. Ricky Pearsall is interesting. Mooney, Thielen, Roman Wilson. Oh, there's one guy I wanted to check. Malik Washington's at 209. This is a guy that's on my radar right now. I think I got to start getting him in more leagues. I mean, obviously it's going to be a lot harder once we know where he's going. But he is very, very interesting to me. And then tight ends, Freiermuth. Oh shit, it's my turn. Shit. Oh God. Let's go Blake Corum. Ah, damn it. Oh, it did. It took Blake Corum. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, good. Jeez. I wasn't paying attention there. That was not good. That was not good on my part. Sorry about that. I got caught up and I wasn't paying attention. But let's see here. Let's look at the tight ends. So Freiermuth probably will not make it back to me. Michael Mayer is interesting. Cade Otton is interesting. I've been getting tons of shares of Hunter Henry. I love Hunter Henry for best ball. So we got some good options here for the next round if we want to go with our tight end 2. But we'll wait to see who's available above when it gets to our next pick. So if we're looking at the board right now, again, it's very interesting. You know, after I took Kirk Cousins, Chuba Hubbard came off, Gus Edwards came off, Jalen Wright. So there's not that many rookie running backs that matter. And I think I might have gotten like the last one. There might be one more. Oh, Marshawn Lloyd is another one. But there are some guys I like to speculate on late. Guys like Frank Gore Jr. I'm interested in speculating on him. So there's Dontavian Wicks. He goes off the board. There goes Keon Coleman. Rashid Shaheed came off. Yeah, so these are good rounds to get. Guys like Rashid Shaheed and Khalil Shakur. I like them in this area. I've gotten 0 shares of them though because at this point in the draft, I got to take my tight end. I got to take my quarterback 2, and then I still need running backs, so I got to take that. So it's just kind of messy that way. So I usually miss on those guys, but I'm totally fine with the 5 wide receivers I have right now. I think they're fantastic, so I'm totally thrilled with that. Stafford coming off here early in the 13th round. He's kind of like the last of the QB2s that I'm interested in. So that's real interesting. But like I said, I usually I reserve 11 for my QB2, and then usually around 15, 16 for my QB3. And that can be either a rookie or like I've been getting a lot of shares of Russell Wilson. I'm totally happy with taking Russell Wilson in that range as my QB3. I think he's a good choice. All right, so it's back to us. All right, so who made it to us? Oh, Freiermuth. Look at this. Freiermuth made it to us. Look, Marshawn Lloyd is still there. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take Freiermuth. I think he's a decent choice, and he's my tight end. He would be my tight end 2. And, if I do get Russell Wilson, I'd have a stack. That's nice. That'll work. So that's cool. And this draft is going well. Look, Braylon Allen is still on the board. Malik Washington, again, he goes at 209. So I just want to make sure I take him early enough that he wouldn't get sniped. So maybe I could take him in like the 16th round or something. I'm just keeping him on my radar here. We still got the 3 other tight ends also that are great. Let's look at what running backs are coming up because, I do like a few. I think Tyler Algier is a decent choice. Let's see here. And we've got Alexander Madison is kind of like the last of the running backs I'm interested in. He goes at 210. So that's a guy you can get late just because I'm not sold on Zamir White. I'm not sold at all. And Madison has always been a decent backup. Let's look at the wide receivers. And no, not Trey Palmer. Let's see here. Oh, it's almost back to me. All right, so we're still in great shape here. So I think where am I at? We're at 164. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to take Tyler Algier here. And is that my fifth? I think that's my fifth running back. Yeah. Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris, Blake Corum, and Tyler Algier. Okay, that's pretty good. I think I'm going to take one more running back, though. I'll take one more running back before the end. And, I wasn't really interested in taking two rookie running backs. Not totally sold on that. But Tyler Algier obviously can be an RB1 if anything happens. If anything happens in Atlanta to the running back above him, and to Bijan, which I don't anticipate happening, but there's always missed games and stuff like that. He can be very useful, and he does have a 1,000-yard season under his belt, so we know that he can perform if given the opportunity. So looking at wide receivers here, I was just kind of Brendan Rice is a guy I've been interested in. Let's see here. Did I miss a bunch? Oh yeah, look at this. Look, Zay Jones. That's a guy I like. Malachi Corley I do like. Tyler Boyd. Yeah, see, just not thrilled with any of those. So we got a few wide receivers. And if I put these things into order, 182. All right, we got him in draft order now. So, Hunter Henry got taken. Darn it, 2 picks before me. That stinks. But look, I love Zay Jones here. Where are we at? We're at pick 174. I could go, if I can go Zay Jones here and then like Malachi Corley on the turn and then maybe Alexander Madison on the next round, that'd be great. Okay. Love Zay Jones. He's got a great relationship with Trevor Lawrence. I think he's a bargain here. At pick 174, 15th round, why not? I think he's worth it. He's he was injured a lot last year, so we didn't see a lot of him. But now that now that basically Christian Kirk is the 1, that means he's the 2. I think Gabe Davis is the 3 on that team. So this is a pretty good draft so far. I really like this. And I'm sitting here. I now have 6 wide receivers. So Drake London, Malik Neighbors, Terry McLaurin, Brian Thomas Jr., Tyler Lockett, and Zay Jones. That's great, man. That is a great, solid core. We got 5 picks to go. I'm going to get at least one more wide receiver, but probably 2. We want to get maybe 2 more tight ends. Oh shoot! You know what? I didn't even think about quarterback. I gotta take another quarterback. Dang, man. Malik Washington is still there. Who's still on the board? Oh look, Derek Carr is still there. Bryce Young, Russell Wilson. All right, we'll have to 188, 189, 206. All right, I think I can wait till the next round to take my quarterback 3. So we're just going to wait for hands in the cookie jar to take their guy. Okay, he took Rashad Bateman. I'm going to take Malik Washington. Like I said, I think I'm going to start taking that guy on every draft I have. He scored his college performance is so good, even though he wasn't in a good college conference. He was in the ACC, but his numbers were just outstanding. And when you compare it against the top receivers the top rookies coming off the board, really good. I think he's probably going to be like a 2nd round pick. and he could go to an outstanding situation. I mean, like if Malik Washington went to Buffalo, I'd be beside myself, man. I would be taking Malik Washington in every single draft I could take him in. But again, this is probably going to be the last time I'm going to get these kind of bargains on the rookies, because once they're established, they're really going to move up. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But look, Madison's still on the board. Brendan Rice is one of those guys. Oh, actually, he's one of those guys I take very late. But we got Derek Carr, Bryce Young, Russell Wilson. All these guys are still on the board. I'm interested in all these guys as QB3s. You might be surprised to see Bryce Young there. Why do I have Bryce Young? Well, because he was the first round pick. He's got job security. He's going to play every game barring injury. And I think Carolina will be better this year than it was last year. So I think he's a decent choice as your QB3. And again, we're talking, look at how late we are on the draft board here. We are so late. And so I've got no problem taking him at this point. So let's see here. Any other guys that came off that I'm particularly interested in? Tyler Conklin, although the rumor is that Brock Bowers is going to go to the Jets. That's where basically almost every mock draft I've seen has seen that happen. And if that happens, Tyler Conklin's value is garbage. Okay, so Bryce Young just went off the board. 2 picks to me. You can see that Madison is still on the board. But I got to take my quarterback 3. Oh, look, I definitely need to. I'm going to take Derek Carr. Is he exciting? No. Is he good? No. But he's durable. He plays every game. And this is our 3. So he's a solid choice for our 3. So there they go. All 3 of them went right in a row. I'm glad I got one of them. I'm glad I didn't wait too late. I knew I was taking a gamble when I took Malik Washington in the 16th round, but I'm happy this all worked out. We got 3 picks to go. This draft's going great. If Alexander Madison makes it to me, I'm going to be beside myself that I was able to get him this late. But running backs that are still on the board that I'm interested in, not a whole lot here. Maybe Gainwell. And yeah, Frank Gore Jr. And then as far as wide receivers go, if there's any wide receivers I'm still interested in. Josh Reynolds, I'm interested in. He was great in Detroit. Again, he's a speed guy, outside guy, but he had some big games. He might be right now he is the best receiver on Denver. Kendrick Bourne is a maybe. We've already got Brendan Rice marked, who's Jerry Rice's kid. That's the only reason I have him marked. We do need tight ends. So let's look here. Oh, look, Chigakonkwo is still on the board. Noah Fant. Jatavian Sanders. This is a rookie tight end. Very, very highly rated. I think Zach Ertz is a decent choice. Dawson Watt. No, I'm not really interested in those guys. Oh, yeah. Davis Allen and Donald Parham Jr. Those guys are tight ends. I've got tons of shares of those guys. We don't need any more quarterbacks. We got a nice long list of players to take in these final 3 rounds. It's going pretty well, man. I'm very happy with this team. How does it have us scored for points? Already at 2,700 points, and we got three picks to go. That's good. We'll see if we can exceed 3,000 points on this projection. Although I don't think they have a lot of projections in for the rookies. I'm not sure how they're scoring those guys. But as far as I got 2 rookie wide receivers, Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Washington. Both these guys could be fantastic, especially especially if like Brian Thomas Jr. goes to Kansas City. I'm dreaming right now. I don't think he will. He's going to get taken before it even gets to Kansas City's pick. But if Kansas City moves up, takes him, man, that'd be exciting. There's Alexander Madison did go. All right, that's too bad. So I think I want to go. Jeez, this is tough. I think I'm going to go with the rookie. I'm going to go Jatavian Sanders. I'm excited to see where that guy ends up. And I'm going to take one more tight end before we're done. Maybe like whoever's left on the pick 235. So I think what I probably will do is get one more wide receiver and going with Reynolds or Bourne. I think either of those guys would be good choices. They should both make it to me. I don't really need any more. I don't need any more running backs. I've already got 5. I'm happy with the 5 I got. I got Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris, Blake Corum, and Tyler Algier. I'm fine with that. I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty good group. I mean, I could take, I could take Frank Gore Jr., but not really interested. I do want a little bit more depth on wide receivers again. In these best ball leagues, you've got to start 3 wide receivers each week, plus there's a flex, versus the running backs where you only have to start 2 running backs plus a flex. So that's why we go so heavy on the wide receivers and get so many more of them than we do for running backs. It's just, it's just building your roster properly. But things are looking really good here. I'm happy with how this draft is going. This is a really good draft. So my general rule of taking my quarterback 1 in the 3rd or 4th round, quarterback 2 in the 11th round, quarterback 3 in usually the 15th or 16th round, but this time I stretched it out to the 17th and it was fine. So that's really good. I'm very happy, although I got to say I was cutting it very, very close here in the 17th round. I should have taken my quarterback in the 16th round. That would have been the much safer play, but it worked out. I didn't get sniped, and I didn't have to go with someone like Daniel Jones or Gardner Minshew as my quarterback 3, which I'm very happy with. So almost back to us. And I'm kind of leaning Josh Reynolds just because the whole wide receiver core in Denver is such a mess. So I think that's the route I'm going to go. You look at what he did last year, 40 receptions, 608 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's a guy completely worthless for regular fantasy football. But for best ball, that's a guy that can play. He can get in there and give you several critical weeks, especially the weeks he gets the touchdowns. And that will be huge for your best ball team. And again, it's all about points. You're just trying to score points. And if we compare him to Kendrick Bourne had 37 receptions, 406 and again, they're going to have a rookie. Denver could probably have a rookie too. I'm just going to go with Josh Reynolds. I think Josh Reynolds is just a better choice between the two. And then we'll close it out with Zach Ertz, Davis Allen, or Donald Parham Jr. One of those guys should make it to me by my last pick here. And I'm happy as a clam. I think this is a great team. I'm super thrilled with what this team offers. And I think this is going to do very well this year. And I have been lately taking a running back early in the first 3 rounds. And especially in the first round, you get one of these 4 guys, I think you're going to be in pretty good shape. And then there's really good players you can get later. I mean, I can't believe I got Walker in the 5th and Najee in the 8th. That's crazy. That's really, really good value on both those guys. So, and then Blake Corum goes to the right place. If he goes to Dallas, if he goes to the Chargers, he's golden. He's a golden boy. And then I think Tyler Algier is a decent backup. So with upside, that has RB1 upside should anything happen to Bijan. So, all right, we're just waiting for this final round to fill out. You know what? I'm just going to pause. We'll just look at the team after it's done and see what we think, and you can leave your input there. All right, so let's review this team. Again, 2885 projected. That's a little disappointing, but I think, like I said, I think they undervalue the rookies because it seems like this is I'm always right in the 2,800 range when it's all done. My build is 3 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 8 wide receivers, and 4 tight ends in this one. So I got Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr as my quarterbacks. I think that is outstanding. Running backs, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris, Blake Corum, and Tyler Algier. I think those are great. Algier at pick 163, fantastic. Really like that. Wide receivers, Drake London, Malik Neighbors, Terry McLaurin, Brian Thomas, Tyler Lockett, Zay Jones, Malik Washington, and Josh Reynolds. Outstanding. I love this wide receiver core. Obviously going very young here, 3 rookies in my wide receivers. Very excited to see where these guys go. Tight ends, Dalton Schultz, Pat Freiermuth, Jatavian Sanders, and Donald Parham. Outstanding. Parham was my final pick in the 20th round. Really like him. Again, Chargers got rid of basically all their receivers this past year. And so Parham, and they got rid of Everett, who was the main receiving tight end on this team. So I think Parham is going to be great this year. He's obviously outstanding value at pick 235, my final pick of the draft. And as you can see, I went 5 rookies in this group. Again, this is the final draft of mine before the NFL draft this week. I'm excited to see where these players end up. I really just can't wait. I'm just thrilled with the talent that's coming into the league this year. Can't wait to see what happens with it. But anyway, hey, thank you for sticking it out through the whole thing. It's a long draft here. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think on the draft down below. Who's your favorite pick? Who's your least favorite pick for me? Let's have a discussion. Leave some comments below, and thank you very much for watching. Have yourself a great day, everybody.